Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. This is your captain speaking. We're getting ready for takeoff. Today, we're flying into the territory of The Matrix, Episode 2. And today's destination is the identity of the Antichrist. That's right. We're going to talk about the Antichrist. So today, now in the last episode of The Matrix, we talked about the light side. Now we're going to do the dark side of this Matrix. Are we living in a Matrix? Are we in a simulation? Today's video is going to be dark and a little bit spooky. And so, but I just wanted you guys to think about things for a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to get right into it. It's giving me the EBGBs just talking about it. Because this is the dark side. This is the spooky side of it. Like I said, the last one we dealt with the Holy Trinity. We dealt with the good side. The light side. Let's get right into it. Let's get into this is why you're here, right? This is what I promised you. The identity of the Antichrist. Alright. Let's get right into it. Alright, folks. Follow along with me, just like we did in the last episode. In this episode, the dark side. So, as described, A is the first letter, B is the second letter, C is the third, Z is the 26th letter of the alphabet. The Antichrist is none other than Damien Thorne. Now he is he is a fictitious character from the movie The Omen. So in this movie he portrays the Antichrist. Now the first name Damien, I tried my best to look it up. You can look this up yourself. But it means demon, devil. Of course it does. Since the movie came out, I feel bad for anyone who has that name. Now this is the correct spelling as it's spelled on the box. So the numerical value. Now Thorne. What's interesting about the last name is they put a crown of thorns on Jesus' head when they hung him on the cross. And they called Jesus the Rose of Sharon. Now, Damien would be a thorn in God's side. Every rose has its thorns. I think that's a Guns N' Roses song. But it's true. Every rose has its thorn. Damien would be a thorn in the rose bush. He is the thorn. A thorn in God's side. So, I kind of understand where they got the last name. The first name, now years ago, I tried finding this. I don't know where the DJ got it, but I listened to the radio one day and DJ came on and said something talked about the Omen, how the name Damien means the dominion of the damned. That kind of makes sense. Now, he probably picked it up from an old text or a book. There's things you can find in physical books you just can't find online. It's really amazing. Not everything you can't find everything online. So, the name Damien Thorne has a numerical value of 121. Now, we're not going to give you a lesson, but 4, 1, 13, 9, 5, 14, you add up all the numbers, and it comes to 121. 58 down here, if you add all the numbers going across, you go 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 5. It going across has a numerical value of 58. The word Antichrist also has a numerical value of 121, same as Damien Thorne. And if you add the numbers going across, it has a numerical value of 58. B, devil's son, 121, going across 58. Son of devil, 121. Going across, 58. Son of a Jekyll, 121. But if you add the numbers going across, the total is 49. What you notice here, when you add the numbers going across, 5 plus 8 is 13. 5 plus 8, 13. 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 is the 6th number in the list of prime numbers. And 6 is the number of a man. It is the number of the beast. And so, I just think that's really interesting. So, as this video series goes on, you need to watch the first episode where I talk about the Trinity. Are we living in the Matrix? And I break down exactly how you do all this, because I'm not going to describe this in every episode. But like I said, you just going up and down, 4 plus 1 plus 13 plus 9 plus 5. If you want to add the numbers going across, which you come up with the other pattern, 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 5 plus 1 plus 4. And they all have the numerical value of 58 going across. That can't be just a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Now, this is the dark side. This is Damien, Thorne, Antichrist, be devil's son, son of devil, son of a Jekyll. Now, why Jekyll? Because in the movie, he was born of a Jekyll. Now, I guarantee they didn't pick that name just out of a hat. That name was well thought out. I have to believe that we're living in some kind of simulation. It's no accident all these numbers are the same, up and down, inside and out, backwards and forwards. There are patterns inside of patterns here. It's more than just a mathematical coincidence. I really believe that. And so now we come over to here, and we see why I hope this comes out. Hope this doesn't come out backwards. Me too. We'll find out when I do the playback. Oh my God. Well, we'll reverse it. We have Damien the Omen, 126. Damien the Beast, 126. Damien is Devil, 126. All three of these have the same numerical value. They all have something in common. He is the Damien the Omen. Wow. I mean, that's the name of the character in this film. I just think that is an incredible coincidence. So I want you to get a screenshot of this. Get a screenshot. Got a screenshot? Excellent. All right. Now, you got a screenshot. You can do this yourself at home. With your calculators. I forgot to ask everyone to get their calculators out. So, and, all right. Did you get a screenshot? Do this at home with your calculator. All right. All right. Now, as far as the identity of the Antichrist. Now, what I just showed you was a fictitious character. Are we living in a simulation? Are we living in a matrix? Who knows? That can't be a coincidence. That is the dark side of it. And like I said, 13 is the 6th going across. So we're going to move on from that to our world, which we're still in, and a non-fictitious character, a man who is alive right now, who I believe is filling some of the stuff the Antichrist is supposed to do. I did a podcast on this, and it spooks me just listening to it, because what I predicted, this podcast was made before certain things happened. So we're going to go on to a man that's alive right now, and his name is Donald John Trump. There are some things about Donald Trump you probably don't know. Am I saying he's the Antichrist? I don't know. I don't know. This is satirical. This is political satire for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only, political satire. Every other president gets named the Antichrist. Bill Clinton, Obama, they had him pegged for sure. Ronald Reagan, because there are 6 letters in each of his names. Ronald Wilson Reagan. Every president gets to be the Antichrist. Every pope gets to be the false prophet. You've heard them all, right? Why not Donald Trump? What are some things he is doing the Antichrist is supposed to be doing? Buckle up. Get ready for takeoff. Because now we're going to discuss this man. He is not fictitious. He is real. Damien is fictitious. He's fiction. This man is real. And there's some numerology in the very beginning, on the day he put his hand on the Bible. This is going to blow your mind. Are we living in a simulation? You can't think this is just by chance or just coincidence. I want you to see, or at least hear this.
20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again.
These are some very unique things surrounding Donald Trump that I would like to bring to your attention. Donald Trump, on the day he was inaugurated as President of the United States, the first time, he would have been exactly 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. That's 3 sevens, 2 days. On the day he would lay his hand on that Bible and swear in as the 45th President of the United States, like the pause in that number 45. Now this would happen in the year of 2017. There's a lot of 17s in all of this. Or in the Hebrew year of 5777. Now, is all that a coincidence? I don't know. Quoting my friend Scotty Clark when I...
No, it's not a coincidence. I just wanted you to hear and see that for yourself. And that's really, really spooky. Now, that's all surrounded by sevens, which is supposed to represent spiritual perfection. That makes you stop and think about that. Now, what is Donald Trump and his father known for? What is Donald Trump himself known for? The great negotiator. I want you to think, when I was younger, I used to study Bible prophecy. I was really into it back in the 90s. Jack Van Impe, Hal Lindsey, the Left Behind series. Nikolai Carpathia. The great Antichrist, right? Now, he's supposed to negotiate some kind of peace deal in the Middle East. What did Donald Trump just do? He ended the war in the Gaza, didn't he? What's he doing right now as the great negotiator and peacemaker? He's making a deal with Zelensky. Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine, is now saying he wants to negotiate a deal with Donald Trump. This is after the great debacle that everybody saw, that we only saw a couple of minutes of. We don't know what happened before that. No one got the whole story. Nobody did. But I want you to think about this. Donald Trump is known as the great negotiator. His name is on the front page of every newspaper. He's always talked about every day, even before he ran for president. Trump this, Trump that, Trump is all you heard about. Not just here in the United States, but all over the world. He's very charismatic. The Antichrist is supposed to be a charismatic world leader. Obama didn't have it. He had it, but only to a point. We never heard of Obama before he ran for president. We don't hear about him now. But we hear about Trump every day. Worldwide, not just the United States. Worldwide. He has an impact on the entire planet. He was doing that before he got elected. He was having an impact after he was president during those 4 years that he was non-president. He still had an impact on the world. He's having an impact on the world right now. Now, he's supposedly the great negotiator, the great peacemaker. He ended the war in the Gaza. Remember the assassination attempt on his life? He rose up after this wound. Had he not turned his head at that very second that he did, he would have been dead. Everybody knows that. That's fact. It just so happens that he turned his head at just the right moment. Act of God or part of the matrix, part of the program? Think about that. He's supposed to turn his head at that right moment. He rises up, blood coming out of his ear, and goes, fight, fight, fight. I want you to think about that for a second. No one. We don't hear about other world leaders around the world, do we? Nobody cares about the president of Brazil, Argentina. Nobody cares about Putin. What he does, he's way over there. Who cares what he does? The leader of China, we don't care what they do. They're not in the front page. They're not in the news every day globally, but Trump is. His first name means to rule. Donald, look it up. His second name means to be victorious. Now that can't be a coincidence. There was a book published in the 1800s about Baron Trump, or something to do with the last president. Look it up. Type in your Google search a book published about Trump in the 1800s. Look it up. It's so ironic, the irony of it all. Now, Trump is also a friend of Israel. Obama never was. So when these Christians painted Obama as the Antichrist, they got it wrong, because Obama was never a friend of Israel. Him and Netanyahu didn't get along. But Trump is. Now think about this. Trump is the first person to recognize Israel as a nation. Trump declared Jerusalem as its capital. Trump moved our embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Trump did all that. That's right. I want you to think about that for a second. That was all Trump. Matter of fact, what else is the Antichrist supposed to do? Isn't he supposed to rebuild the third temple? What is Trump known for? Real estate. Building things. That's right. He's also known as the great negotiator, something the Antichrist is going to be known for. The great negotiator. Who better to negotiate peace? Trump did. He ended the war on the Gaza. Just like that. It was over. Now he's ending the war in Ukraine. I want you to think about that. The Antichrist is supposed to rebuild the third temple. Trump is the great negotiator, but he's also, him and his daddy were known for real estate. What better real estate development than to rebuild Solomon's temple? What better legacy? Trump is a narcissist. I mean, think about it. Egomaniac like him building Solomon's temple. Oh my God. I mean, the people already think of him as some kind of messiah. That's true. He has a huge following. Obama had a following, but not like Trump. Trump is very charismatic. He's on the news every day, everywhere. Obama's not. Just saying. I want you to think about it. The Antichrist is supposed to build the third temple. Trump is known for real estate. He loves to build things. I want you to let that sink in for a moment. You think all of this is just a coincidence? There was an assassination attempt. He comes up saying, fight, fight. Now everything he's doing with not much resistance. He has total power. He's got the Supreme Court. He's got the House. He's got the Senate. He's unstoppable. He's got Elon Musk by his side. Oh yeah, watch what that guy's doing too. They're not total good guys. They may appear to be good guys. But isn't Elon wanting to mold us with the machines? The Neuralink? Kind of like a Mark of the Beast type of thing? But our phones already do more than the Mark will ever do. Our phones track our every move. We put everything on those phones. It knows everything about us. It knows us better than we know ourselves. And we carry it around. And Just some food for thought, folks. I know this is the dark side. They're going to do another episode on the Matrix. Now, Damien is a fictitious character. Trump is real. Yeah, I've already just talked about the Antichrist is supposed to be the great peacemaker. Trump appears to be doing that very thing. He's doing it. He's doing it in Ukraine. He did it in the Gaza. Let that sink in. He's going to rebuild Solomon's temple. Wait and see if he pulls that off. He is a great friend of Israel. They trust him. They never had that with Obama. They didn't have that with Sleepy Joe either. So I don't know what you're being told, but I want you to think about a few things. Are we living in a simulation? Is this world being set up? A matrix of some sort? Is all the world's a stage? Shakespeare said that, right? Yeah. It is a stage. And it's being played out like a theater. Now, you don't have to believe everything I say, but look at the news. I used to study prophecy when I was younger. Is Trump the Antichrist? Probably not. But he's doing things the Antichrist is supposed to do. He's very charismatic. Worldwide, world renowned. Think about that. He's got Elon in his right pocket. Mr. Neuralink himself. I want you to ponder that and think about that. The day they start rebuilding the third temple, watch and see. Trump is known for real estate. He likes to build things. Look at his son, Jared Kushner. You can't make this up. 666 Fifth Avenue, his corporate office building. You can't make that up. Look it up. Anyway, we got to end this video. I just thought we'd go over some of the dark side of the Matrix. And we're going to go into another episode of the Matrix in this series. It's going to there's going to be a whole series. I showed you Damien Thorne, right? The next episode I think we're going to do in the Matrix series, we're going to ask the question, does supernatural design exist in certain individuals? What if you did this Matrix thing on John Trump? I haven't done that yet. I challenge you people out there to do that. Tell me what you find. Take this formula I just gave you and run the numbers about John Trump. Spell sentences. Donald the 45th president or the 47th president. And see what you find. You saw this, right? Do this with Donald Trump, his full name. Tell me what you find. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming aboard. And we're going to have to end this video because this is going on way too long. We got to get these videos below a certain 30 minutes, below 10 minutes if I can. We're going to film videos all day today. The first of 3 I have planned. I'm going to film 2 more. Anyway, now I'm rambling again because I don't want to say goodbye, but I have to because I said everything I want to say about Donald John Trump, everything about Damien Thorne. Damien is fiction. Donald is non-fiction. Like I said, watch for the third temple. Keep your eyes peeled. Name me another world leader who has as much charisma as Trump, who was injured in an assassination, rises up. I want you to think about that. I said that in the podcast, that The Simpsons predicted it. I also said he'd bring peace to the Gaza. He did that. Now I'm repeating myself again. Gotta stop doing that. Well, I want to thank you for coming aboard. It's hard to say au revoir, so au gratin. I'm getting ready to push the button. No.